Hey y'all, I'm Shayna. I'm back with another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 9, Episode 11. It don't make sense. If y'all hear some noise in the back, that's my dishwasher. Like, I done already started it. I ain't cutting it off. I'm going to try to speak up so y'all can hear me, okay? We're going to go ahead and get into it real quick. I know this new year is starting off rough for a lot of people. You know, my heart goes out to anybody who's affected by all the fires in California, dealing with, snow and areas that typically don't have it and things of that nature. There's just a lot going on in the world right now. So hopefully I can just take your mind off of it for a second and we can just laugh and, kind of just, sometimes you need a moment to kind of get your mind off of things. So let's go ahead and get into it. We start the episode off with Kimmy coming over to Melody's house. Kimmy has been the bone carrier this episode. She carrying all the bone. I mean, I'm like, is she getting a producer credit or something? What's going on? She carrying all the bones. And then we see Destiny in every scene. And I'm like, Lord, this is a Destiny heavy episode. But all I cared about was that last scene, okay? So anyway, Kimmy mentions Martell because she was like, oh, they were saying something about the group being divided. And Kimmy felt like, basically it's either split with Martell and everybody or Melody and everybody in so many words. And she was like, they was at Martell's open house. Why you felt the need to bring that up, Kimmy? Melody don't care and neither do I. But she just wanted to get into the mess. And she was like, you know what? And are you still cool with Chris Fletcher? Like, you still hang with him? And Melody was like, we don't hang, but I mean, we don't got no problems. Why? What's up? So she informs Melody that Chris played a part in Trish and Martell linking up. Melody isn't surprised because she said Chris is a former cheater. I feel like in this case, it may be once a cheater, always a cheater, allegedly. I told y'all last review, I didn't put nothing past Chris Fletcher as far as, oh, he's a former cheater. He's reformed. He could be doing it again, and I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. So Kimmy then tells Melody that Trish said that Melody is messy. And Melody was like, what in the hold up? Because I came to your event for your children, brought a check for your children, and I'm messy. Normally, I don't like when Mel brings up what she do for people. Like, she like to kind of throw it in your face, like, oh, I was there for you. I was a friend of you. I was this. And like, I feel like if stuff like that is genuine, you don't need to bring it up. But in this case, it was justified. In this situation, because, girl, what you mean I'm messy and I just dropped off a check? Why did you invite me to your event if you think I'm messy, girl? But we're going to get into more of that next week, it seems. So Mel said she should be the one feeling away since Trish was messing with her ex while they were still married, allegedly. Yeah. Okay. Now, a lot of people was like, oh, well, why would Melody care? Why would she even bring that up? Like, it's a whole lot of like, oh, well, Melody's moved on. She's not with Martell no more. Why does it matter? It's the principle. It's the principle. It's the principle. I don't care if I'm not with that man no more. Fine, I just found out today. So allow me to process my feelings on today. She was married to the man. She got 4 children with the man. It's going to affect her. Then you just will smile up in my face. You didn't say anything. So I feel away. At this point, it's the principle that matters. Okay, and that's on that. So in the next scene, Tisha and Destiny meet for lunch, and they ain't talking about nothing. And all of a sudden, Martell just randomly pops up. And we know who told him about this little outing. We know it's Destiny. Tisha saw Martell's bald head coming around that corner and plopped down in that seat, and she jumped up so fast. She ran out of there like she stole something, okay? She was like, I ain't sitting with the enemy. My husband ain't here. My protector. And that's where she lost me. Because at first I was like, girl, yeah, like, I feel you. And then she said, my protector. And I'm like, your husband? Your husband about to protect you from what, girl? The jokes write themselves, honey. Okay. Anyway, we'll find out how much protecting he does later on again. But she stormed up out of there. She said, oh, no. She didn't even care about getting no doggy bag, no to-go place. They never get to-go place at these things. They always leave food there, toss stuff around. Look, y'all got the budget the way, obviously they came there with an appetite because she was eating when he walked in. She had a fork in her mouth. And she ran out of there and was like, forget it. I'll get some fast food on the way home, honey. She didn't want that. I just didn't like the ambush. And she let Destiny right off the hook. Like, I know, yeah, you got to produce a scene or whatever, but nah, I would have felt the way that Destiny did that and didn't even give me no heads up or nothing. Like, girl, you value the friendship like that? Because Destiny obviously don't. Why would you even put me in that situation with a man who was just talking to me crazy at your last event? Anywho, so Tisha immediately ran to a job site that Marsau just so happened to be working on alone by himself, mic'd up and ready to have a conversation on the top of a roof or something. But anyway, he mentioned being, because she was like, oh, I said my husband isn't here. And he's like, yeah, it's hard to be your, I'm glad you allowed me to be your protector and all this. Oh, shut up with this. He ain't protecting nothing. And he's like, yeah, that was a good job. Like, good for you. Like, I'm so glad you did that because you, like, I don't know. Oh, you did so good. Like, ooh, good for you. Let me get you a treat. Like, what? But, it's good for her to stand by her man. I just wish her man had that same energy when it came to actually being that protector, wanting to protect his wife. He don't do it when he's talking to Melody. He don't do it when he's talking to Martell. He don't do it at all. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know y'all's down in the comments, okay? So Destiny goes fishing with her dad. He battled cancer. She also talks about how he fought for custody of Destiny. Or she talked about it more so. They talked about it. Her mother battled addiction. So sorry to hear that. I hope everything. She didn't get into detail as far as what's happening with the mother today's date. So I don't know if she has a relationship. I hope the mom's okay. But she said the dad raised her as a single father. Well, it was a heartfelt scene. She did name Madani after her father and her grandmother or something. It was a combined name. Ended up being cute. But while it's great to have background story on Destiny, like, is it too little too late? Like, I don't want to be insensitive or nothing, but I wanted to know more about Destiny's business when she was still married to LeBaric. I don't really, now it's so-called 9 seasons later. Now that Sonny and Moses is gone, Destiny can go too. I hate to take somebody's check, but unless she about to bring a new man on the show or something, I ain't really got no interest. But shout out to her dad. I hope he's doing well. And she was like, I'm going to make sure you good and them nurses treating you okay. Who's covering that? It says insurance covering it because, she like a scam, allegedly. But anywho, so we see Destiny again at the Madani storage unit. Miss Nelson Lance is there. And, it's like some sexual innuendos and some little tension. He's talking about patching up some drywall. I don't think you need to add no walls or no shelves or nothing in there. It's already kind of close. It's close proximity. It's a little snug up in there. So I don't think you need to add anything to close in those walls. But, it's not my storage unit, so let me hush. Okay? I don't got no storage unit. And I don't got no former beauty supply store or nothing. I was with her with the online thing. And I do actually appreciate that she's still going forward with this and she didn't just give up on her beauty supply store completely. It's just a little snuggly in the unit she picked. Because I've been seeing people over on TikTok, they better not take my app away. I will, I'm in distress, okay? But I'm trying to stay faithful. Woo. But anyway, I'm going to see people flat out living in there, making it like homely, like it looks spacious. Hers just look a little snug, is all I'm saying. Because then when people coming in there to shop, let me get off of this. So Kimmy and Destiny arrive. I'm not Kimmy and Destiny. Kimmy and Tisha arrive. Destiny mentions humble beginnings. Girl, forget that. How many times people got to start over, fall down, get back up 20 times harder? Like, girl, it's okay. It would have been worse if she just was like, oh, well, it didn't work and just said, forget it. Do I think she might need to get on Indeed and get a job though on the side? Like, don't just depend on this. Like, just get a job too. Because at one point she had the food stamp, so ain't nothing wrong with a little food stamp. But she had that, and she was scamming. And you might want to get a 9 to 5 too, till we get this thing up and running. It's just a suggestion. That's all I'm saying. So they get into mimosas with Melody. And they was like hugging and stuff and getting all close in front of Kimmy and Tisha. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, are we really dating? Or y'all just messing around? Because if y'all just messing around, we don't got to see all this. I don't want her to bring a man who's her man, my man up on there. Not just some fling who's Miss Nell's son. I think he's a handsome guy. But that's a little close for comfort. I don't know how we doing all of that on the show, but you got to have a storyline any way you can get it, honey. So they get into mimosas with Melody. Here go Kimmy. It's like everybody was popping up. I mean, people popping up here, there, left, right. They was coming from the Himalayas. They was coming across country, flying in. I'm talking about everybody and their mama and your mama and his mama got an invite. And here go Tisha. Yeah, girl. Everybody, even I had an invite, and I wasn't even in town, and I still had the invite. So Destiny, like, everybody had an invite. There's like everybody. I'm talking about the whole entire city was up in there. And she like, they was like, oh, you didn't get an invite, girl. Y'all know good and damn well she ain't get no invite. Did you see her there? Anyway, of course she didn't get no invite. What are you talking about? Just rubbing it in, like just really rubbing it in roughly at that. Like, that's just rude. So, but Destiny said she's not surprised because they were saying Sunny had an invite. Are we going to address the fact that Sunny looked pregnant? I guess if she didn't say nothing, they left it alone. But they did bring up that Moses is locked up. They won't let him out. And they was like, maybe he violated parole or his probation or something. Foolish. It's hard for me to have empathy and sympathy for a situation because they, I know Miss Nell don't like to see a black man behind bars. But if you are on probation or whatever and you're not supposed to leave the city and state, why would you go film a TV show in another city and state? Like, what? You was begging, like, please, I got to get back to my man's in prison. Allegedly, look. Just saying. I got to get back to my people. I got people in there I need to see. So let me do what I can on record so they can come get me. Ooh, yeah. Sunny girl, you wanted him and you got him. Because Destiny was like, I do feel bad. I didn't want to see Sunny or Moses, but I didn't want it to be like this. Like, I didn't want it to be because it is. I guess that's why he was mad that she didn't fly out to him for his birthday because he couldn't fly to her child. Ooh, child. Oh, she didn't have him all around her son. But it don't matter now because it's over for her, not for Sunny. So she was like, she's not surprised that Sunny got the invite to Mel's party or mimosas with Melody. Because she said Sunny is thirsty to be on this show, yes. And Mel is vengeful. Yeah, I can see that, but I feel like at this point, like when Kimmy was like, she's like, yeah, even Sunny had an invite. I ain't seen her in months since we went to St. Thomas. It's months later. Like, I don't think anybody think about you no more at this point, Destiny. I'm just saying. So the Scott ladies, they talk about because Destiny's supposed to be hosting Miss Nell's bachelorette party. And they did not like that Destiny said Lanelle was having a bachelorette party. And they're like, bachelorette party? She's been 30 years. She got grown kids. Well, if it's not a bachelorette party, then what is it? What alternative would y'all like? Like, y'all coming down because Destiny was like, well, she never had a bachelorette party, so she wants to have one. Makes sense to me. A bachelorette party? Why would she be out there? She's too old to have a bachelorette party. What? How does that even make any sense? This is a vow renewal. She's doing all the things that she didn't get to do. The name don't change because she's been married for 30 years and she got grandkids. It's still a bachelorette party. Like, anyway, unless y'all want to come up with some suggestions, but y'all ain't hosting it. And y'all don't got no suggestions. So hush. Show up to the bachelorette party and have fun. So they were talking about who's invited. And at first, Destiny was acting like she didn't want Sunny there. And then she was like, fine. Because Kimmy was like, you can't do that. Like, basically, it's not your party. You are hosting a party, but it's not yours. When you get married again, then you can do what you want. So she's like, all right, she going to invite everybody. I'm trying to figure out how Destiny got in position of hosting. Like, well, since when did they get cool like that? I ain't never seen them kicking it. I mean, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but Melody in the next scene is getting some popcorn from a black-owned popcorn business, and she's meeting Chris Fletcher. I don't really like popcorn unless it's like white cheddar or that caramel popcorn. Other than that, I don't really like it. But I'm gonna go there and give me some cheddar popcorn to support a black business. Okay, shout out to y'all. Let's put all the black businesses on there, drop their names and everything. So when people traveling to the Huntsville, they know where to go. The Melody looked nice, by the way. Everybody looked good in this episode. All the ladies looked really nice. Kimmy looked great in her confessional. I think everybody's confessional looked good. Tisha had some red hair that looked nice. I mean, until they flash back to Kimmy's other confessional look where she had them layered silver chains on like she was Mr. T. I ain't really like that one, but she was still pretty nonetheless. But anyway, so she cut to the chase. She asked him about him connecting Martell and Trish in 2020. Can you believe 2020 was 5 years ago? Like, for me, it felt like it was just yesterday, but then it feels like I had lived 5 lifetimes in them 5 years. Like, so much has happened in those 5 years. Whew, if I could just go back to 2020 and appreciate TikTok when it first dropped. Anyway, maybe I would have made some different decisions, but Chris denied. He's talking about it was just guy talk, whatever that means. I don't trust him. Then he had that chain around his neck, just looking suspicious. I just feel like he lying. I don't know. So, because he said he didn't do it, he told that same story again about how he saw some female in the gym and he didn't know who it was. And Martell, I don't care. So then Mel questioned if Chris advised Martell to respectfully cheat, as his mentor. And she brought up like what she mentioned when they were actually still married. They had got into a argument in their bedroom, from what I remember. And he was like, "You need to be taking advice from like elderly women." And she was like, "You need to get mentor men, married men." And he's like, "I do." And you need to get some. And they'll tell you how to like that. You need to stay with your man, even though he's cheating on you and walking you like a dog. And he's like, "I talk to them and they tell me I need to do better with my cheating. I'm too sloppy." And it's like, what? Well, it was something like that. So Chris was like, "No, that wasn't me telling him that. That must have been Maurice and Marsau." Didn't they say that Chris Fletcher was also down there in Atlanta when they all took that trip? Or am I confusing it with another time they was out cheating? I don't know. Let me know. Allegedly. So Chris said he ain't got time for that because he been married for 30 years. And Mel said, "Well, at one point you had time for it. And that one point could have been last year, last week, 20 years ago, like he tried to say. Who knows? 20 years ago and last week, we don't really know. Don't nobody really know but Chris Fletcher." I think he might have had time recently, but he said it was in his 20s, 20 years ago. And I'm like, even the timing with the age ain't really adding up. But I digress. So Mel said that she waited to RSVP to their vow renewal until after she and Chris had this conversation. And since the conversation went well, then she'll go. And he feels like that's some BS. Because he's like, why does it matter if she's over Martell? Because if I just found out that you were supposed to be our friend as a couple, that's part of the problem right there. Because, y'all get with people and then you feel like these are our friends. When really it's their friends and they're just talking to you because you win him. But y'all thinking those y'all supposed to be mentoring us and helping us get together. No, they're trying to convince you to be a dummy like Nell was 20 years ago, according to him. One, when she got with him, when she found out he was married and she let it go. And then again, when he cheated on her, she stayed. Oh, I'm talking about she went through some trials and tribulations last week when she was getting them dresses. That clear woman was like, "Girl, you put in that work," and honey, she did work to the bone to get them 30 years. Lord, you know, you'll be up there bragging on the age, just like Tisha and Marsau like to do. Like, oh, we've been the longest married, and we've been married for the long marriages from hell. I don't want that. But I mean, shout out to y'all. So he was feeling the way. He like, okay, she ain't matter. You ain't with him no more. I just found out this week that you was helping my husband cheat or something like that, possibly. So yeah, I need to figure out what was going on with that before I decide if I want to come to this. But I'm gonna come anyway because I got to film. But that's besides the point. Just like I said before, it's a principle. But Melody, I will say, you was at Trish event with her kids when she was arguing with her still husband because she's still married to him till this day. And you was talking about, oh, well, she's passionate. She must still have feelings for him. But then when it come around and you be feeling some kind of way about something that happened with your ex-husband and somebody be like, you must still have feelings for him. You feel some kind of way. It's the same thing. Trish got triggered. That don't mean she wants the man. I mean, I think she wants him. I don't know. She won't divorce him for some reason. It's kind of weird to me. But it's like, but don't say that. And then when them tables turn and somebody saying that about you, you can't take it. It's the principle. It's the principle. Like, I don't care if it was 50 years ago. If I find out something today and I feel a way today, I can feel a way today because it's the principle. And again, with this Martell situation, I'm always side with Melody because Martell was wrong. No matter how you flip it, slice it, whatever, all this. Well, they were separated when she was about to leave. Well, they were still married. And she just had a baby. Hang on. Until you divorced, you still married. So she's still married, still had a right to be hurt. They was married for a while. They wasn't married for no 2-3 years like Miss Nell's son. We're going to get into that. They was married for like 14, 15 years. Had 4 kids. She can feel away. So Destiny is having a fragrance launch party. And I'm like, fragrances? What happened to you selling beauty supply store products? I know beauty supply stores, they sell all types of stuff, but are we just, and then where was the candles? Are we still doing that? Next thing you know, she's going to be selling hookah. And what's going on? But okay, shout out to Destiny. Because Kimmy did say earlier on, she like, when I put that ish on, and I be getting compliments left and right. Somebody buy it and let me know if it smells good, okay? I'm not really into buying scented things blind, like candles and perfume. I got to know what I'm getting before I buy something like that. So y'all smell it and tell me. So Miss Nell sits Destiny's down after she did her toast at her launch party, which is completely inappropriate, but we got to show the film. So no time like the present, child. Destiny feels away because Miss Nell says she wants Sunny at her bachelorette party. And she like, now I got to reevaluate our friendship and all that. And Nell was like, if that's how you feel, I mean, what you want me to do about it? She like, you want me to be mad? I didn't like that she stole your man, but girl, like, I mean, that don't got nothing to do with me. I got to see her for myself. I barely know you. And I'm with Nell on that. I personally wouldn't want Destiny hosting my event after she said that, though. I mean, you messing around with my son. I can't do nothing about that. He grown. But hosting my bachelorette party, no, you won't be doing that. Not after that. I got to get somebody else to do it. I'll host it myself. Okay. But, Destiny, let the Sunny situation go. It's petty. Like, are you doing it just to have like a gripe, to have like a reason to stay on the show? Or are you really that tight about it? Like, you more mad about Moses than you was about your husband, who you had a child with. Like, I don't know. It's kind of, But, okay. I mean, I ain't never had no friend steal my man either. So, but you on the show with her. And really, if it wasn't for Sunny stealing Moses, Destiny wouldn't be back on the show. There would be no need to have Destiny back on the show. So she gave you your job back. So please. Lance, Miss Nell's son, is sitting with the guys. And they're like, yeah, you hanging out with Destiny. It's tough, ain't you? And he was like, yeah, when we both got divorced. And come to find out he's twice divorced. And he like, yeah, 2 years max each. Once I get to that 2-year mark, they filing for divorce. And I'm like, what's up with that? Could be coincidence, but I'm just saying. Does he want something serious now? Does Destiny? I don't know. Like, especially when she was talking about having babies with Moses, I don't know. But I'm just like, girl, this just seemed like a fun thing, and I ain't mad at that. That's fine. That's cute. I just wouldn't have you on the show. But So while he's talking about being divorced, and suddenly here go Ken blurting out, talking about that's like me and Trish. Like, what? He like, yeah, because everybody here been divorced. And Marcel's like, I ain't been divorced. And he hasn't, touche. But the rest of them was like, okay. He was like, yeah, y'all still moved on, or at least mentally checked out beforehand. So what's wrong with me and Trish moving on? Like, first of all, sir, you ain't married to nobody. But I mean, if you just like being a side piece, just play your role. Like, you don't got to be all loud and boisterous. Like, it don't even make sense. Like, oh yeah, I'm divorced. Me and Destiny both divorced, and so we dating. That's like me and Trish. Like, no, it ain't. Like, what? Okay. Anyway, so then they going on talking about Ken and Trish, and he like, with that Martell situation, what am I supposed to do about that? That was before me. I'm just saying, it seemed like it's a lot of overlap when it comes to Trish. Like, she's married, and it was Martell, and then y'all was flirting the whole time, and then it's a lot of overlap. And these just the men we know about, okay? Because even earlier, Mel was like, I ain't come to get in there with that mess with her harem of men, okay? Like, she had a lot going on. Even, I forgot to write it down, when they was talking with Destiny, and Miss Nell was getting into it, and then she was like, here goes Trish, blurting out, talking about do they teabag at the bachelorette party? Like, girl, what? Oh, baby, you and Ken belong together, because what y'all on? Did y'all take an edible or something before y'all got here? What's happening? Like, why are we blurting out random things at inappropriate times? Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, what? You want to get teabagged? What you say, girl? And she was like, no, it's just, the male strippers. Basically, I don't want to see the male strippers. I only want to see the women strippers. I'm actually with her. Like, I don't, I love men. I personally wouldn't want to go to like a male strip club either. It's just not my cup of tea. Now, when it comes to the women's strip club, I'd be amazed because they be doing some tricks. They be having that strength. Okay, I've seen the strippers jumping up and down on each other with them heels on. Honey, it's like a whole vibe in there. Like, I don't know how they do it. I can barely pull myself up on a pull-up bar. So, yeah. But, it's neither here nor there. So then they was like, yeah, talking about how Ken looks like a fool. And they was like, yeah, he was like, well, basically she can't do anything to hurt him. And everybody was like, he's lying. Like, Maurice's confession was like, that don't make no sense. Basically, he's a liar. They was like, they all told him like, you lying. You love her. And I think Marsau was like, why would you be with somebody who doesn't have the potential to hurt you? Like, if you're going to be vulnerable to the point where you're in love with somebody and you're opening it up to them and you're in the house and you're all involved with the kids. He's like, oh, the only thing that would hurt him was just be the kids. No, you got involved with the kids because you love her. So, I mean, don't act like, oh, she don't got the potential to hurt you. She obviously does. And obviously she's afraid of getting hurt, which is part of the reason why I think she's hanging on to this marriage, because she's just too scared to like go through this again. It's so unfair though. Like, I think she's really wrong to do this. She should have made sure this chapter was completely closed. I would give Ken a little more grace if she was actually trying to get divorced, but she won't even file the paperwork. So what you bring a notary on there for? All that for show, knowing you don't want to marry that man. Like, girl. And now he's sitting there looking crazy. He's still with her. Now he got to stay with her to save face. It's a mess. But he gonna stay with her though. And I didn't know she was an engineer, so okay, she ain't broke or nothing. But it's like, y'all, like, you talking about every time I could see a post about them on my time, like, how I don't follow these people, I don't know. But talking about future Mrs. whatever his last name, like that lady is not gonna marry you no time soon, if ever. Please get a grip. But all of a sudden, suddenly we hear this suspenseful music. Like, what is this? Like, all you hear the suspense. The people are scattering. Like, some dinosaurs are coming out from behind the woods or something. Like, what's going on? Like, who's coming up here, Suge Knight? But it's just Martell and his bald head. So he sit down with Tisha and Marsau. And Tisha like, I'm about to leave. My protector is here. My protector. And your protector was like, no, sit down and endure this embarrassment. I want you to get embarrassed again. Because Martell don't care. Man, woman, cat, dog, it don't matter. He gonna try to embarrass you. And since he can't expose Marsau like he wants to, because he don't got them receipts readily available, like he act like he do, he just gonna try to come at Tisha. So he was like, no, sit down. And Martell gonna say his confessional. Child, he was a confessional gangster in this episode, okay? He like, Marcel is such a narcissist. I said, the audacity. Call him a narcissist because he's like, why would you make your wife sit down and and endure a conversation that's between two men? Like, seem like, it's a control thing to me. And I said, ooh, child. So then he starts talking about, them going back. They was going back and forth. I ain't write down everything, John, but basically about the cheating thing. And Martell talking about in his confessional again about women they shared, but Marsau after him, of course. And I'm like, sir, it don't matter which order y'all went in. Y'all still some dogs, according to you. And he was like, he thinks that Tisha already knows, but she just don't want nobody else to know, because then she would have to do something about it like Melody had to when all these other people found out. And I always agree with him with that. I think that she would have stayed, even if she left eventually. I think she surely would have, Melody would have stayed a lot longer than she did if she weren't on this show. I do. Might still be with him if she wasn't on this show, because she really was like tied up with that image and then being a power couple and all that stuff. And come to find out, girl, you let that baggage go. She doing much better without him than she was with him. And I wish Tisha would kind of. I always said Marsau is there until them kids get good and grown, and he gonna be out that dough, honey. But here go Martell saying he thinks Martell thinks Marsau wants Tisha to find out what he's doing because he wants Tisha to leave. And I think a lot of they say this is what they say. Okay, this is what they say. That a lot of oftentimes men will do things so the women can file and leave, and then so they can be like, look, she left me. What was I supposed to do? She's the one who left. So they can be like, they love to be like, that's why the divorce rate is so high. Them women always filing and all this stuff. They file 80% of the time. Because it's like they push and push. So you be the one who filed. They be like, she left. But we not talking about what led up to them filing. Just the fact that she's the one who did it. So I'm like, yeah, because Martell don't think Marsau want to be married anymore. He might want to be married, but I don't know if he wants to be married to Tisha anymore. I think he's just tolerating Tisha, and they get to brag about how they never got divorced and they've been married for so long, and they got businesses together. There ain't gonna be no easy thing you just walk away from. But Martell ended up calling Tisha slow. So, ooh, child. And your protectors, what's your protector say? Girl, what did your protector say about that? Oh, just ignore him. Oh, just don't even pay him no mind. God. Baby, no, she like, I know what he's trying to do. Baby, you don't gotta worry. I already know what he's trying to do. I ain't gonna pay him no attention. He can't do, because they don't know we locked in. You can't break this up. We already, why not? I wish somebody would break it up, girl. Real quick, if y'all made it this far in the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, back to it. So she was like, because they started talking about, Martell mentioned the stuff that he was going through with Melody. He'll never get over when he fumbled. Ooh, That L he took, he ain't gonna get over that. With Melody, he's not. And he was like, Tisha was like, yeah, he wished he had a wife like me. He wished he had a woman like me. One, do I think so? Yeah, because the way he can't keep his eyes off of her, he love to compliment her and her assets, if you know what I mean. Two, he was like, yeah, any man would want a wife like you who accept anything. I said, ooh, he got a point. And then she was like, look, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom and excuse myself. And I'm like, why did Marsau make her sit there through that in the first place? That was crazy. So she leaves. And then this one, Marsau finally got him. He was like, look, I'm better than you in every way. In any way imaginable, I'm better than you. I one up you on everything. I'm better than you. And I saw a lot of people commenting saying they thought, and I've been hearing people saying the chatter where they feel like Marsau saying that he's a better cheater than Martell. Let me know what y'all think. I really want to know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think that Marsau was saying he's a better cheater than Martell? Or do you think he was just speaking in general? I think he was saying with cheating and in general, all of it. Because he got the business because it was gold. And now it's just Scott, basically. So he got the business. He get to cheat and keep his marriage, according to Martell. I mean, if we talking about this cheating alone and the rumors are true, we don't have no factual proof. We don't got no concrete evidence. We just going off speculation. No one's come forward to say anything about Marsau till this day. Which means that he would be better. If he's doing it, he got them. If he do got the NDA, that thing is that thing is sealed tight. Okay. Okay. There is no wiggle room. That little interview that Martell tried to do, don't nobody care about that. That ain't do nothing. Ain't do what he thought it was gonna do. And then you had Ariane, and we didn't care. But yeah, that thing is sealed tight, lock and key, like ironclad. Okay, no one's come forward. Yeah, Martell's messy. He ain't got his mistress, and they had a child with her and got her all over the streets talking and chit chatting and doing interviews, trying to get her on the show, but can't, allegedly. So I'm like, where we going? We just talking about that, and then show her. We come to the business, yeah. If we come to the marriage, well, Marsau's still married, and Martell isn't. Because Marsau was like, oh, yeah, because what about your wife? Oh, that's right. And Marsau was like, yeah, you're right. I'm not married. Okay, but, your wife is slow. Either way, it was good. They didn't get into it. The friendship is definitely over. Ain't no coming back from this. But I still feel like, Martell, this is good. This is great. If you ain't going to come up with no receipts after today, something tangible with some concrete evidence, some photos. I need all the whole nine. I need some DNA, lie detector test, everything. If you ain't coming like that, then I don't want to hear about it no more. Because it's just hearsay at this point. And Tisha's not leaving. So if she don't care, then why should I? But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. It's getting good now. It's picking up. But when's the reunion? How many more episodes? This season has been going on for a while. Okay. How much longer? Because I really kind of want Trish and Ken up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Don't forget to like. It helps get your girl back in that algorithm. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.